What's up, guys? Welcome to Strictly Stock Motorsports Super Speedway Shootout here at Daytona. We're here in the Xfinity cars for race 3 of 6. And we're trying to figure out who's going to be in our Championship 16 here going into the Cup cars in Talladega. I'm joined by my co-host tonight, Gavin Hibbs.
What's up, everybody?
So who are your picks that's going to run good tonight there, Gavin? You got anybody in your sights for this evening?
I actually got two. I mean, from what we've seen from what we've seen in the trucks, my picks to click are easily Matt Coker and Brandon Lawless. You know, those two have been working together very well in the trucks, and I expect to see them do the same here in the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, we have a lot of heavy hitters in here tonight. We got our usuals, our strictly stock guys, and we got some. We got like the Alex Cronkies, the Matt Cokers, Joe Francis. You got all kinds of good people in here. It should turn out for a pretty good event tonight. I want to say hello to Alex Cronky, Kurt P, and Rick Javorka over there on YouTube. So if you're over there watching on YouTube, jump in the chat with us. We're here all night. Let's enjoy 100 laps of the race 3 of 6 in the Super Speedway Shootout. Javorka is actually running. Javorka is in the field there, Kurt P. We're waiting on him to roll here. All right. He should be getting going here. So, Gavin, is there anybody that you want to chat with before we go green here that's on the starting grid? You want to hit up a driver?
Let's see who we got here. Let's talk to our defending Super Speedway race winner here, and Bernie Diaz. Bernie Diaz, you got a copy?
Make sure you're on all teams there, Gavin.
Yep, I am.
Let me get in here and change my settings here. Sorry, guys. All teams, race control.
Oh, yeah, I got a copy. Sorry, I couldn't find
There we go.
I'm here.
All right, man. You're the defending race winner in the Super Speedway Series. Can you make it 2 in a row tonight? How are you going to do it?
Definitely going to try to here. This is going to be about warding wrecks and being their final 5 laps, being there competing for the win, staying up front, avoiding wrecks, and good strategy, and be there at the end.
Mike and Holly Harris, welcome to the broadcast.
M4, buddy. Good luck out there.
GT Park wins by default. GT Park wins by default. Your starting lineup going to the green here, you got Joe Francis P1, Pete Cohen P2, Matt Coker P3, Chris Webb P4, James Cato P5, Rick Javorka P6, Patrick Gaspar P7, Zishan P8, Bernie P9, Ryan Honeycutt P10, GT Park 11th, Vila 12th, Cronky 13th, Lawless 14th, Gene Cato 15th, and Lakawa in 16th. And we're off as the green flag is out in the air for the Strictly Stock Motorsports Super Speedway Shootout here at Daytona in the Xfinity cars. Right now, the inside line's got a pretty good run leading out here. Outside line has to get gathered up here and get some momentum going. It's just getting started. Gavin, over to you.
Here they come off of turn 2 for the first time as they approach the Daytona super stretch. And look at James Cotto, who moves to the outside, trying to get that outside line to work. But Peter Cohen tries to go to the inside, but Webb leaves him out to dry in the sucker hole as they go into turn 3.
You got Strictly Stock Motorsports teammates probably going to try to get linked up early and often here. But I know some of these guys are not wanting to be in the battle right now. They want to get in the back, ride this thing out, and see what kind of strategy they can pull out tonight to overall get a victory here at the end of this thing. As we have James Cato running out to the lead on that high side. High side's got the momentum. He's going to drop down in front of Joe Francis, his teammate, and see if his outside line can keep moving.
And definitely the goal to this race is try and pick the lane at the right, get into the right lane at the right time. You know, it's all about momentum around here. And if you go into a lane that doesn't have the momentum, you're going to drop like a fly and possibly go all the way to the back. As you see, the inside line has the momentum in the corners, but here comes Webb down to the inside. Strictly stock, boys. 1, 2, 3 on the bottom.
Absolutely. You got Coker. He's sitting there P4 on the inside row. As the inside looks like they're going to have the advantage here until that outside line can get that momentum back up there, up high. But right now you got Strictly Stock Motorsports teammates P1, 2, and 3 out in front of the Daytona 250 here in the Xfinity Series. And
Cato moves up.
Yeah, Cato, he just wanted to lead that lap. I know how it is, and got a little bit of a gap between second and third here. I wonder if Coker can be able to close that gap and get a run up here on the outside. Justin Sumner, yes, we hate that you missed it too, man. TMJ, yeah, we should do miss y'all, and hopefully we can get y'all in the next one. Actually, TMJ Racing Designs is our sponsor of the next event coming up at the Talladega Super Speedway here in the Xfinity Series. But right now, it looks like everybody's minding their P's and Q's, just trying to run where they're at, be safe, and get to the end of this thing with some clean cars. Everybody does have 2 extra sets of tires. They're running 75% fuel, and they have 1 fast repair to get through this event. As we're working lap 4 of 100. We'll be crossing the line for P5. Kurt P says, way to go, TMJ.
Look at GT Park on the bottom. He is 4th on that inside line. He is looking to move his way up to the front.
Yeah, he's working up there behind Coker. He's just working his way here on the bottom. Just trying to gently move his way up to the front. And so far, so good for the Strictly Stock guys representing for their for our event here.
An outside line looking like it's got itself figured out. Here comes Patrick Gaspar in the 86, along with our previous winner in the Super Speedway Series, Bernie Diaz, helping him pushing him to the front.
Patrick, who's that in the 86? Is that Gaspar? Gaspar.
Yes.
Coming up here to try to get the lead. Diaz, the winner from
Gaspar lead that line.
Oh yeah. Nice job.
Wow. Those two got a huge run coming out of the trial of the last lap, and now coming into turn 1, they both got themselves clear on the inside. What a great run by those two.
Bernie Diaz is looking like he's going to be a Super Speedway competitor here, as he won the last event at Talladega in the trucks.
Yeah, he had a great run at Talladega. Got caught up in a speeding penalty. I believe that's what it was, and he was a lap or 2 down. Came back and won that event, and he's looking to carry his momentum on from that win and looking to make it 2 in a row.
He very well could. He's pretty.
Yeah, he's looking like he's gonna be a championship threat if he continues that momentum from Talladega and from how he looks already tonight.
I had to get off there, Patrick, because I was about overbeat.
New leader. Looks like we're having a new leader, and it's Zishan Dura.
Just let me know. I'll move up a half
And that's the
lane.
11 car of Abe Villa behind him, pushing him. And look who's third on that top. It's Gene Cato.
Papa Cato, the Cato duo on the high side. You got father and son working their way up toward the front. But so far so good. I like this. It's everybody's minding their business here, just trying to keep their cars clean and just logging laps. You know what I mean? And I want to thank everybody out there on the YouTubes. Thanks for coming out. TMJ Paints is becoming legendary. Well, sir, I got a little news for you. Them things are already legendary. They've been legendary for a minute, but I have to agree with that statement.
Yep, I have to as well.
Uh,
I like
okay.
to consider myself a well-experienced painter, but TMJ's designs are world class.
Absolutely. Absolutely, they are. We've been TMJ. He drives for us over there on our dirt team, along with Chris Webb. Those are our dirt masters.
Oh,
Yeah. See the wobbling up there on the top?
Gene Cato getting a push from his son, James Cato, and I think it might have been a little bit too aggressive on the bump. That got Gene Cato sideways in the tri-oval, but luckily he saved it. That could have been a disaster.
That was definitely an Allstate good hands move right there. But there could be
Yeah,
more.
without a doubt. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Joe Francis, he dropped back a good bit here.
Same with looks like Matt's. Coker back in 12th position. He is just laying back. You know, he got caught up in some wrecks late in that Talladega race, but still came home, I think, in a top 5 spot. But he's just trying to avoid the early wrecks.
I see him and
If we
GT, yeah, Cronky, some pretty heavy hitters sitting back there. But I'm usually in that same game plan with those fellers. I know exactly what they're doing. And what they're doing is they're going to the back, letting these guys race it out. If they want to get aggressive, let them get aggressive. They're just going to be there at the end. You got Joe Francis and Chris Webb just right behind the pack. They're keeping touch, but they don't want to get too close, so they can. So if something happens, they're able to react to it, and they, you know what I mean, stay out of trouble. And you got Gaspar going down on the apron there, getting awfully loose there. It looked like Diaz might have gave him a shot and got him loose and shot him left down below the yellow lines.
I'm not sure if you see this or if it's just me, but it looks like Bernie Diaz has some nose damage on that Toyota Supra.
Bernie Diaz got some nose damage. Let's go take a look at Bernie Diaz here. Let's see here. That's on the nose of Mr. Diaz's car.
You can try and push in these cars, but if you do, it comes at a consequence. It has some consequences, but Bernie does not care about those consequences here early on.
Well, let's do a little in-car in here with Bernie. And let's see what it's like to drive around this 2.5 mile super speedway from the inside here. TMJ, you are correct. You are correct. I agree with that. Those are that's your copyrighted number there. But as we're sitting here running with the last week's winner, Bernie Diaz, comes up to the back end of the Gaspar. A bad thing to do in this position is if you push a pusher and it becomes a mess.
Yeah.
Brandon, if you want to front of me, I'll let you have it. I'm just saving at this point.
Yeah, TMJ, please don't. We don't need another Teresa in the world.
If you're out there watching on YouTube and you like what you see, and you like our Twitter handle and all that good stuff, give us a like, give us a thumb up, help us out. We'll continue to bring content. Diaz is moving to the high side.
Oh! That was close.
Oh!
Ooh, that's
They
zero
are
car.
bobbling like crazy up there. That push from James Cato got Zishan all turned around there. Abe Vila is leading the pack here as we got two distinctive packs here.
Cato's just moved low.
Looks like everybody's trying to get in one single line here. Zishan's strung out on. Nope, Bernie's going back up there. But it looks like the inside line is just going to sit here and ride. Well, spoke too soon. Spoke too soon.
They're a little bit scattered up there up front.
I wonder what the fuel strategy will be here. There's 75% fuel with 100 laps. I wonder how many laps will it take for a tank of fuel. And then if we stay green until pit stops, entering and exiting pits and hitting your marks will be absolutely key in who's going to win this event tonight.
I think if I am correct in saying this, you can go around 25 or 30 laps on a tank of fuel on this fuel load.
I was 1.1.
I'm not sure, but as we got a new change for the lead, 1-2, the Catos.
The Catos are out front. Son and father lead the field, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Shades of the 1988 Daytona 500, but it was flipped. You have the son leading the father up front here at Daytona.
88 or 98, Gavin? Which one was it? Oh. I was born. That was a pretty good year. That's the year I was born. The Allisons.
Might have been born 14 years after that race, but I went back to. I watched that race one time, and oh man, it was an eventful 500, I must say. They got a little bit. They got a little bit out there between the Catos and Abe Villa there in that 11 car.
Yeah, you got Francis and Webb been up toward the front all evening as we're racing lap 16 of 100 right now. And it's going by pretty quickly. If there's green flags, this thing will run rather quick.
And here comes Gene Cato to the outside.
Gene Cato says, son, get out of the way. Let Pops show you how it's done. You got Abe Vila. And he's got that one. He's got that one. Pops out front. Push, push, my friend. And Gene Cato, Abe Vila.
That was a tight window for that 11 to get in between the 8 and the 3, but he made it work.
Got James Cato going on the high side, trying to get a push from Patrick Gaspar here. James Cato said, Pops, you've got your day in the sun. It's my turn to get back up there.
A little bit of bump drafting there on the bottom between Abe Vila and Gene Cato. You know, it's not like real NASCAR. You won't get penalized for locking bumpers.
That is right. That is right.
Yeah. But if you do,
I'm backing off.
it's a risk of causing a huge wreck, especially up near the front. 16 drivers started this race. All 16 are within 2 seconds of one another. Alex Kroenke is 1.5 seconds back from the leader. So no one is getting away from one another, and no one is dropping out of the pack.
Little in-car action here. Can't beat the in-car action. Can't beat it.
Nope, you cannot. Oh, there goes Cato.
Gene Cato to the bottom.
Oh.
Oh, he's in the wall hard. In the wall hard on the inside.
Way to keep it down there.
Oh, man.
He was running really well. And that, he still has a fast repair, but he's going to need a caution to stay in this thing.
Up, it looks like he just pulled off and he just towed it. And Gene Cato is the first one out of this race. I went back and looked at it. It looked like when Cato was coming down to get in line in front of Gene, I think Patrick thought he was clear, and he just comes right down into Gene. It's such a shame. Gene was having a strong run in the early going.
Pushing forward and sideways.
I think 3 or 4 of us got very loose, and shit happens.
No, you followed him down, and that's okay. It's all good.
It looks like it's starting to happen now, a little later than we thought, but it looks like Mr. Brandon Lawless and Matt Coker are locked up and ready to go. to the front here at Daytona.
That is a common theme between them two drivers. Brandon Lawless and Matt Coker always seem to find each other
It doesn't work.
at these super speedway races. You got GT Park, Alex Kroenke. Looks like they're going to get that high side rolling here, as the guys on the inside are just riding along, trying to log laps, as we're working lap 21 of 100.
Oh, here comes. Oh, man.
Y'all can just go around me. I'm just stable.
Abe has some front end damage, it looks like. I don't know where that came from. But his front end looks bashed in a bit.
Yeah, you can see a crinkle right there on the front splitter right in the middle. It's pushed up just a little bit. Maybe if he unclicks his fast repair, that might be fixable. We got Rick Javorka fan club out there. Javorka's got a lot of fans, man. A lot of fans. If you like what you see, guys, share us. Let people know that we're live right now, and get them over here watching. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and hit that like button if you don't mind. Give us a good old thumbs up. It's James Cato. He said, "I'm not riding in the back tonight. I'm going to continue to show people that I can actually dominate these races." As you got Bernie Diaz, looks content to ride P2 there, as he waits till the end of this thing before he starts making his moves.
He's up to third there, then that bright red number 8 car of Peter Cohen, the throwback to Dale Jr. I believe the 06 season in the Busch series. That red Menards car, to me those were one of my favorite junior schemes back in the day. Those Menards cars were always beautiful. And here we go, Bernie Diaz to the top, and he's looking to get the lead away.
As you got Gaspar, which Gaspar is known to be a pretty aggressive driver.
Yes.
You got Vila going back to the high side. Looks like the high side is trying to get a run here, as we're in car with James Cato, as he's trying to defend the bottom here.
He leads that lap that time. And look, thought he might have had a chance to get down there, but he decides to stay up top. Because he knows that a high line is the dominant line coming off the corners. You get such a huge run, especially with as many cars behind him.
10-4. It's looking pretty good here. Got look at Kroenke and GT Park. They're starting to make their way up front, as you got Strictly Stock Motorsports driver James Cato out front, and then behind them you got Joe Francis and then GT Park. Where's Weber? Where'd Weber go? He's back there behind Lawless. There he is.
I think he's just staying back a bit, because I think if I'm correct, the last couple of super speedway races he's ran, he's had not much luck, just been getting caught up in accidents.
Yeah, he's had some awful luck. Maybe he's just trying to wait till this thing calms down and gets toward the end, and then start making his move.
I must say that Duck Press Media paint scheme that he has on that Chevrolet Camaro is just lovely. And we have a new leader. Officially, it is Bernie Diaz.
Sorry, Abe. Just returning the favor.
That's why I wait till both of us were clear, because we lead. So.
And I expect these guys in the next, I would say 5 to 10 laps, come down pit road, and we might see our first green flag pit stops of the night.
Yeah, we're getting really close. I feel pretty confident that we're getting really low here in the fuel cells. As it looks like everybody's just trying to get lined up on the bottom line, prepping themselves for the upcoming pit stops here. As everybody's strung out single file here, we should see them within about 10 laps. You say roughly around in there?
Around 5 to 10. It might look like, who knows, maybe they are all coming. Or maybe they're getting ready to come down here in the next couple laps. And you know, in my almost 3 years of iRacing and racing on super speedways, I've never seen a well-organized line like this in my life.
Yeah, it's usually 2 by 2. You got the top group up there just going ham, and then you got the guys in the back trying to ride easy like I usually do.
Yeah. It's either 2 by 2 or 3 by 3.
Yeah, every time.
But man, I'm impressed that we had this giant snake, as I like to call it, here for a bit. And here comes Weber and Abe Vila to the front on the top line.
Yeah, they're not happy with status quo. They're seeing what we can do here and see if they can work their way up to the front, which it looks like they're doing, because you know that bottom line is checking up a good bit.
Yeah, and it looks like it's really working with only 2 cars. You know, usually when you have lines, have a group that small on the top, it's usually never going anywhere. But they're somehow making it work here. You know, when green flag pit stops occur, I'm expecting to see the 2 different groups, or maybe they surprise me and all of them come down as one giant group.
It could be. I think it's going to be split up because you got the guys in the back. You know they're not going full bore. They're just riding, letting out, probably running maybe 3/4 throttle at the most. So they're saving a lot more fuel than you would say like a Bernie Diaz, a James Cato, where they're out there with their noses in the air. They're full throttle all the way around this place.
Yeah.
But there's been a common factor to the front of this field tonight. Bernie Diaz and James Cato. They've been up front all night. Just leading laps. You got Gaspar coming up to push Diaz again. Outside line's falling back just a little bit as we're narrowing closer to green flag stops here.
Hey, Rick, how much more do you have?
Yeah, and what we thought was that Cato, when he led that 1 lap early on, in like the early laps, we thought he was just going to go to the back and stay back there to avoid a big wreck, but no.
Just let me know when you're
He
going
is-
down, I'll follow you.
He is a man on a mission tonight. Same with Bernie Diaz. You know, those guys really looking strong here early on. Cohen looking high.
Hey, Patrick, I'm gonna pit next time by if you want to come down.
All right, it sounds like we are
10-4.
about to have our green flag pit stops next time by. You know, we got the confirmation from Bernie Diaz saying he's pitting next lap.
You say you hitting next time by?
This is going to be interesting to see
Yeah, I'm pitting this time
who
by,
comes
just
and who
starting
doesn't.
this time
I'll be coming in with them.
I think we're going to have a good group here, and you got the guys in the back. It's probably going to wait until next time by. But this is where you're going to have to get onto pit road better than most others. If not, you're going to, like, say they take 2 tires up front, 2 tires and fuel. They're going to get out way before the guys that take 4 tires. You got to make sure their fast repairs are unchecked. Got to make sure they're getting the right amount of fuel in. There's a lot of things that go into a pit stop here that can be messed up. As we got the first group coming here on pit road. Gavin, take her away here and see what we got.
Well, we have a 5-car group here in the pit lane. It's Bernie Diaz, James Cato, Patrick Gaspar, Peter Cohen, and Abe Vila. And we're looking to see if any of them take tires or no tires. We'll see what happens. Oh, Cato looks like he slid through his box. And it looks like Gaspar goes 2. Peter goes fuel only.
Pitting him.
A lot of these guys are going fuel only.
You're right.
And there they go.
I think Cato took some tires.
Well, I didn't see the side of his car lift up, so remember, they take 2 cans to fill up this gas on 75% fuel load. But Peter Cohen, now, the odd man out, he only took fuel only, I believe.
We got the next group on the pit road here. Cronky, Zeshawn, Coker, everybody.
I got you, Diaz. Got the Spanish connection going.
Cronky slid through his box as
Yeah.
well, just like
Important.
Kato, and here's the last group, the 6-car pack of Weber, Joe Francis, GT Park, three strictly stock cars. We got Richard Lukawa, Rick Javorka, and Ryan Honeycutt here. And we're looking down the pit lane.
Here comes the first group that pitted.
Watch for cars.
Here we go.
It's going to blend. They're going to blend pretty well here, I believe. You got the last group to hit pit road this time.
Oh, Cohen back in pit road.
Woo, that was close.
Something
Yeah.
happened to the 8-car. Honeycutt slid through his pits box.
Looks like pitting early was the thing to do. Looks like
Joe? Something happened to Joe. He looks a lot slow in the pits.
Yeah, no problem.
Is there a possibility that
Just stay in line.
Joe ran out in the pits? There could be a possibility there.
Yeah, agreed.
well, let's find Joe here.
I believe he ran out of fuel because looking at my info here, he was slowing down below 30 miles an hour.
He's catching me, Law. Let's try to stay with that pack.
GT
Some
about
guys-
loses it coming on off pit road here.
I'll put you, Richard.
You get your stall the first time, Peter?
And we got a big group mix of cars here. See if this back group can get straightened up here. Get in line.
Quick repair. I also unchecked fuel, so it's a
And-
very quick stop.
And bad news for Rick Javorka fans. Rick Javorka has to go back down pit road for a blend line penalty.
Got a group of 5 of us.
Kurt P, there's 2 extra sets of tires, 75% fuel.
Honeycutt, you need to push Richard there as hard as you can. When you get hot, let me know and I'll get behind you. We got to get the Wallace and all got to get on that.
As we got the guys
Trying
trying to get a game plan here to get caught back up to the leaders. As we got GT Park, looks like he's still got Cronky's draft. So as we go back up to the leaders here.
Yeah, it's slightly spread out, but after you look back from the top 5, you know, and it looks like the top 5 had the best strategy in terms of how well they got up pit road and how well they handled the pit cycle.
We're catching them, guys. We're catching them.
I'm thinking pitting early is what got these guys back out front here. But if this back group can get lined up, that's their best thing to do. Is get lined up and they'll be able to catch this front pack.
Chris Webb going up near the wall, trying to reel in Joe Francis so that those two can work together. Joe was all by himself coming out of the pit lane.
I'm thinking that's teamwork right there.
Keep doing what we're
He
doing.
wasn't going to let Joe sit there by himself. They're going to hope for a caution to come out to get gathered back up to the field here to have another shot coming up toward the end of this race. But I do not feel like the action's over with yet. But it's still early. We're on 37 of 100. So we still got a couple more pit stops. A lot of strategy to go here as we got, what is it, 6-car front pack here?
Yes, and 5 of them are on the lead lap. Peter Cohen had to serve some sort of penalty. I believe could be a blend line violation. I'm not completely sure. Maybe he forgot something on his pit stop because it looked like he had a fairly quick pit stop because of how far he got out. And
You got Lawless, me, and then Cronky and GT, so we can push Richard up there. We push as hard as you can.
so you have a 6-car lead pack,
I'm starting to get hot.
and then you have another 6-car pack back behind him, and it looks like they're reeling them in up front.
Yeah, it looks like the backpack is a lot more
We just got caught.
organized, so to say.
Yeah.
But who's in that Oreo car?
In the 11?
I think so, yes, sir. No. The one on back. And the
Oh, that
leader of the
is-
second pack.
If we go to the
Is that Vila?
Richard Lekawa.
because I don't want to go up there with you. I'm too hot to push.
No, Abe is right now the leader.
Oh, Lekawa? Yeah, it looks like Lekawa's caught the 8 cars draft. So they're going to be there now. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I got
And
That from my scoring, it looked last lap that second pack was 2.5 seconds back from the leader. Now they are just now a second and closing fast on this pack.
now it's going to start getting spread out right here.
Thanks, Brian.
I think this is where the action you're talking about.
We're going to start getting back 2 by 2. It looks like Cato's going to drop to the back here.
Yep.
He may have gotten hot sitting there riding behind those guys. He's probably
Peter
just
Cohen.
Absolutely no reason they should ever caught him.
Peter Cohen trying to get his lap back.
Richard, you think you can?
Oh my goodness! 3 wide.
3 wide on the tri-oval.
Thank you.
3 wide on the tri-oval. We got Brian. You got Diaz on the high side. Gaspar going with him. He's going to try to get back out in front of this field and pass Abe Vila for the top spot. But you got Zishan Dura.
Right there.
And who's that? Who's in the 59? Is that Gene Cato?
No, that is Ryan Honeycutt.
Oh, Honeycutt. Inside.
Yep. Looks like Gene officially retired from the race from that incident. So we've only had one incident this race, but it didn't bring out a caution.
We've been caution free for the first 40% of this race. As we're coming around for 41 laps completed. As we're almost halfway here. There's what, about 2 more pit stops till the end?
Let me
I'm back
quickly check the data here, see if I'm correct. Those guys, the front pack pitted at lap 31, 32. So I'm probably saying another two more. Yeah, 2 more pit stops left.
If y'all want to ram it, let me know. I'm just taking it
But
easy.
I'm just so surprised how clean this race has been so far. Remember the last race at Talladega, we didn't get till turn 3 till we got the first caution on lap 1.
Everybody out there in the chat land, who would you want to ride in car with? Put in the chat who you want to ride in car with, and we'll put it on that driver and let you get a feel of what's going on in their cars right now. And we want to say hello and thank you to the 20 viewers. Yeah, the green flag laps are going to spoil you. Yes, the green flag laps are always good. Our events are usually known for green flag laps. We got some good people that race with us. We sponsor events with the Flying Aces, and we run our own deal like this. And we like trying to put some content out there. Oh, JB wants to go inside the car of GT Park. Let's go back to GT here and do a little riding around with Mr.
You're
GT.
just giving it away right now. You gotta try to get that fight.
GT's usually a guy that doesn't really same level or comes into these races with the same idea as you and me, Jesse. Stay in the back for the first 75-80% of the race, and then is up there at the end. And he's looking pretty good considering how his race started at Talladega last week.
Yeah, right now he's just riding in the back, just trying to save his car, save his equipment until the time really matters.
Lawless, you got a copy?
As we got a blinker and Brandon Lawless is blinking.
Nope. Blinked out for about 5 seconds. FYI.
Yeah, my boy. Okay. Let me know if we get things on first. If you don't mind me asking, anyone who's in the front group, what are y'all at as far as fuel goes? My car drives like a piece of garbage.
I got like 20 laps left right now. The big setup seems to me like it might be the driver there.
I took left side. I don't know if that is. Well, y'all did.
Do you have
Running
the
tires, fuel only.
driver's team speak?
I thought you
Jesse?
said deal,
Yeah, it should be coming through.
but I said
Okay.
right side, which is probably why.
I'm not sure if anyone heard on the broadcast, but they were the guys are discussing their fuel consumption already.
You have not spun that thing
And
out yet.
Zishan was talking about how his car is a piece of garbage, and GT fires back at him, says it's a fixed setup, so it must be the driver. Oh, that GT Park, man, you leave the door open for him to trash talk you, he will go for that door. He's not afraid to talk some trash with you, but usually he's always a gentleman driver when it comes to that. He just trash talks you just for fun. As we got a lap car up ahead of the leaders, that is Rick Javorka, and if I'm correct, he is about to go 2 down.
That's spelling really bad news for Javorka. If he goes 2 down, the way the trends that this race is going, there's probably, if there is a yellow, there's probably going to be 1. There's not enough going to be able to, he's not going to have enough time to get his lap back. That's what it's going to look like. As James Cato goes back to the lead with Diaz pushing him back out front. You got James Cato. Look at James Cato. He's been up front all night. He's not running his old strategy. He's not hanging out in the back. He's just trying to get up there and show people that he can race with the best of them, and which he's showing them tonight.
I'm unpredictable with whether I'll let someone run.
Yeah, usually when I run other leagues with Cato and that Super Speedways, he usually runs at the back the entire race long. And if you out there watched the iRacing East Series last night, you know that he's spent the majority of the race in the back, but had some early trouble in the early going of that race last night, and he's looking to get some redemption here after that poor performance by him. But it was not even of his own doing and right race, I must say.
As we're single file here again. James Cato continues the lead.
And the 2 of the 3
we're
cars,
all 3 wide up there. Oh, that's getting close. 8's in the wall. Looks like they're going to be able to maintain, but that was some close racing right there.
On Javorka, I have to get past that 8 car of Peter Cohen, because those 2 guys are 2 laps down. So they're the only 2 cars laps down, so they have to be ahead of one another here when a caution comes out to get one of their laps back. So it's going to be crucial here to work the draft.
Let's go check on our guys here in the back. You got Joe Francis and Chris Webb. They're about a half a lap
I'm not drunk. I was
from
trying to
being
get calculation.
put a lap down, but I think they should be okay. They're just hoping for a yellow. But that's the best way to keep your car clean. It's just to ride around that far in the back. So far so good though.
And from that time, from what my timing says here, that those 2 guys are actually faster. We're catching a little bit of that lead pack. But, and again, that was only for that 1 lap. I have not watched the timing the whole time. But we'll see if that continues.
They're already talking about end of the race fuel strategy here. You got Coker calling it, said it's going to be close. So, as we are working the halfway lap of lap number 50 of 100.
Well, if I'm doing my math correctly, those guys started pitting at lap 31, 32. So we're looking possibly for some of these guys have to make one last pit stop here after this next cycle here, and those laps are going to be around, projected to be lap 93 to 96. So I don't know. Could we see a Greg Biffle 2003 Pepsi 400 style of race where someone saves fuel and wins it on fuel strategy? We'll never know.
If they are trying that, they need to save now and save hard.
I think after they complete their pit cycle here in about 10, 12 laps, I'd say you start saving early in that run, and then who knows, you might have enough to make it to the end.
But this green flag racing is nothing short. Oh, we got a close incident there with the Gaspar and the 8 car. That was close. Almost had a first caution right there. It looked like it was going to be there.
Yeah, if I'm Peter, that would have been horrible because he needs a caution, but he don't want to be the caution because then if that happens, Rick Jaborka will get hit one of his laps back, and Peter, they might come to an end if that happens.
Looks like Diaz is like, all right, I'm tired of running here. And he goes up to get the help of...
Ooh!
You got Lekwa shoving the living you-know-what out of the Go Vols machine of James Cato on the bottom side. And then you got Diaz and Gaspar trying to get that outside to work as the rest, top 6 on back, is single file.
It looked like halfway down the backstretch, Peter got such a big run off that corner. He was going to make it 3 wide in between Lekwa and Gaspar to try and get ahead of that pack to get one of his laps back in case the yellow comes out. But Gaspar just slams the door on him.
Hey, Sean, how many gallons you got left?
5.54.
So they're sitting around with 5.5 gallons of fuel left on this run.
Well, if they have to...
In order for them to make it from here, from this last pit stop, they need to pit with about 30, you say about 33, 32 laps to go, just to make it on
there.
To make it on one more stop, which I don't see them getting that far.
You have to pit around lap 68 or 70 between those two, just to make sure you make it. And we saw from, I believe, Joe Francis there on his pit cycle, 32 or 33 laps is just way too much.
Oh, we got 3 wide. 3 wide. Up here for second place is it's getting tight. You got Lekwa on the bottom, and you got Diaz on the outside.
Peter in the middle, and he's looking to get one of his laps back. He's
he gets up into Diaz. That was very close.
Oh my! How bad that could have been for a defending race winner.
What have I been doing?
You've been playing this out as far as the fuel mileage. I mean laps and the percentage of fuel.
Actually, no. I've just been full throttle the whole time, and I know there's going to be yellow at some point, so I ain't worried about it.
Cato calling his shots. He's like, I know there's going to be a caution, so I'm going to lead as many laps as I can. I'm going to keep this.
He almost had a yellow there about a lap and a half ago.
Oh, absolutely. He got there goes Gaspar again. He's not happy to ride in line. Gaspar's always trying to get, make a move to get up front, but it looks like nobody's going to go with him. But that 8 car is going to get a run here and catch up to him. But
lay back in Patrick there.
There you go, and he's dropping back to the bottom, leaving the 8 up there on the high side by himself. We got, they door checked again. You got Zishan on the high side trying to make his way up toward the front.
Because if we go to the top, it's going to burn our fuel a bit more.
Turn it over to the chat. How are you guys enjoying this race so far? Let us know in the chat.
I personally like the green flag racing, but I'm waiting on the yellow.
Same here. Usually I'm at super speedway races and real NASCAR. I'm not a big fan of the long green flag run, but man, This is really exciting to watch.
Well, we're going to be way behind on pit time.
Oh, Zishan getting really loose down there on the yellow. He got sideways in that car. As you can see, the car is buffering back and forth. When you're in the dirty air like this in the pack, them cars will bounce around and the air will deflect them cars left and right, left and right. And you just got to hold on to it and stay full throttle, or like your guys in the back here, or maybe 3/4 throttle, probably all the way around the track, lifting, going into the corners, trying to save as much fuel as possible to stretch this thing out and see if they can make it on only one more pit stop, which I do not think it's going to happen, as we got 43 laps to go here in this Daytona 250 for race 3 of the Super Speedway Shootout.
Gotta give credit where credit's due. Richard Leckow in the 38 pushed James Cato out to a good, decent gap between the rest of the pack. You know, you rarely don't see that in iRacing when it comes to two guys getting together and getting yourselves a decent gap in front of a pack on super speedways.
Sorry, Bernie.
The 8 and 7 or Cohen. He is very aggressive tonight. He is. Looks like he's a take no prisoner type of night for Pete Cohen.
Well, and I somewhat don't blame him. You know, he's 2 laps down. He's the
Telling us an important race.
He's the first car that's not on the lead lap. He's trying to get ahead of those guys up front, James Cato. That way, if a yellow does come out, he gets the lucky dog, and he's back on the lead lap. But we'll see how it plays out here in the next couple of laps. As I expect in the next 3 to 4 laps, we start seeing our second round of green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I think it calmed
Smithley,
down.
I appreciate the kind words on the broadcast here. I'm trying to. I'm not a very good broadcaster, but I'm doing my best. Gavin, he's a daggone good broadcaster with me. He's my co-pilot here for the broadcast, and whenever I go silent, he picks up the pace, and for that, Mr. Hibbs, I definitely do appreciate you.
Thanks, man. I'm not a great commentator myself, but I do thank you for letting me do this.
JB said, that's like the rest of the SEC pushing Tennessee around. Oh, goodness, I'm telling you what. That Pete Cohen is trying to side draft and everything. He is not happy riding in line. He's trying everything in his power to get up front.
Myself, who else was in that group?
Zishan was
Little.
in there.
Checking in on the guys on the backstretch is Joe Francis and Chris Webb. They are through 3 and 4 right now. And if I'm looking at my timing and scoring, they've kept a constant distance away from the leader.
But they can't make it.
Well, that's good news for them.
Maybe the only group
Yeah.
that can make it is
They just really need that caution to come out at some point.
I have a feeling after this next round of pit stops, or maybe even getting onto pit road, is when we're going to see
I think we'll
a possible yellow,
for the end of
because
the race, if I'm not
getting on pit road here at Daytona is pretty treacherous when you're doing 180 mile an hour off the corner, and you got to slow down to, what is it, 55, 60 mile an hour, and you got people around you. You got to space out correctly so you can get a good run on the pit road and not get plowed over from the guys behind you there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Michael Smithy. I got a pit on Yeah, Smithy. Both doing awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Heck yeah, man. I appreciate it. And he says, go 13. He's rooting for Matt Coker tonight.
Anybody wants to come with?
3 cars pitting in this time with about 39, 38 laps to go. Cato will definitely not be able to make it to the end, but we already know his strategy is not worrying about.
So,
Oh, he's going by himself. Cato's by himself.
No.
I'm putting on 65.
That is the worst case scenario for the dominant car of this race.
Yeah, I'm putting on 65.
You never want to come down by yourself.
Yeah.
It just ends in bad results for those 3 teams.
Lawless Cronky, you got to take tires.
Definitely. That's definitely not good. We'll see
No,
who else comes down here.
no tires.
It looks like Cato's going 4 tires
Either no
here
tires or 2 tires.
and full can of fuel.
Yeah, you're probably
And
should
now,
take 2 tires
with
Still take
Cato
fuel.
pitting, new leader, 38 of Richard Lecco, I bet.
Leckwood's out there leading the laps. You got another
And
group
here
of
comes
coming on the
more.
pit road here. You got 4 cars coming on the pit
So
road here.
how many else you got
Bernie
left?
Diaz
Wallace and Richard.
and a few others. Go to Diaz here. Who we got? You
I
got
got
Gaspar
about 3.
Diaz. You got the
Vila.
11 of who's that?
Putting next
Vila.
time by, not this lap, but next lap.
And the
I got
52 of
3.
Rick Javorka.
I had 4 at the line.
I got my eye on
I
this
got
big
2.5
pack
left now,
up here, this
100.
last group. So we're
Yeah, we got
kind of
a good group here. To comfortably
Everyone-
make it to the end, they need to stay out for
I'll go next
another
time by.
3 to 4 laps, which nobody's going to be able to make it to the
Honeycutt,
end.
go as long as you can.
This
I'm
deep.
with you. I got 4.2 laps, 3.2 at the line.
Yeah, Evan, we wish you were here, buddy, and thank you. Saying you guys do a great job broadcasting these.
Evan, I definitely do appreciate it. We're doing our best. We're not professional broadcasters by day.
I can go 2
I sell auto parts. Gavin is
Crocky, I'm with you.
Stuck
Gavin
in quarantine.
stuck in quarantine.
I gotta go 2 times.
He locked himself in the bedroom. So as we're going to wait and see how these pit stops are going to cycle out.
I'm going to stay right. I'm in pit stall too.
See who's going to pit out of this lead pack here. See how this all shakes out.
And it looks like Richard is coming in.
It's all good.
Is
You're
Kate?
talking to me.
Is Cato in with? I think Cato is actually blended in with a pack here.
What do you know?
And get the leaders pitting into 8 slides, and he's going to have a penalty. Big time. 8 will have a
Not
penalty.
this time, but next time.
Let's see.
I gotta come this time, but you can do whatever.
Oh, look what
yeah.
slides through his pit box.
Oh,
Are we wanting to go with Coffee GT or we want to just go the extra?
Here's the last of the
To
leaders.
go the extra.
thing goes for all those guys and. Oh wait, never mind.
Let's try to stay bumper to bumper.
It's only a 3-car breakaway.
And see how this shakes out. And see if we can.
So this is the last group here. Ryan Honeycutt, GT Park, and Alexander
GT will
Cronky.
have to save
They're
that
coming to
final
pit
lap.
road.
We'll be able to
There's
make
your
it
leaders.
to the full.
Cronky's going this time.
Oh, Cronky.
Yeah, I agree
Only
with
Cronky.
Cato. Let's just
You got these.
keep this in single file.
If GT Park
Stay as close
and
as we can
Honeycutt
to each
can
other,
stay out
and we should
for
have maybe a couple
what, one more lap,
on them.
maybe? If they can pull
Yeah.
one more lap, they can make it to the
GT hasn't
end.
pushed me. I
This will
won't
be
make it
their
if we-
last pit
if
stop.
we
They
don't
won't
push. We're
have
gonna
to
push.
worry about fuel. Maybe save a little, but these other guys will have to save a lot of fuel just
Yeah,
to
I was
make it
about-
to the end.
I'm just
I was
gonna
about to
commit
say,
the
they-
strategy with you,
They're
GT.
probably still short, but they could barely scrape by of saving a few. Because when they come out, right now
go
it's going to be 33 laps to go when they come off pit road.
Sputtering.
Uh-oh. Ryan Honeycutt's sputtering. He is out of fuel.
But it looks like he's going to have enough speed here. As long as he don't speed getting on pit road, he should be good to go.
If you can,
He's good,
just
but he's gonna be
stop full
slow.
throttle the whole way.
You know, the same thing happened to Joe earlier in the race. You know, he was sputtering coming on the pit road, and
GT, wait.
he is.
GT's in his pit box to get what could be his final service
Yeah, he's now
of
one
the
lap
night.
short also, but if we keep
Right side
drafting,
tires for GT Park, it looks like. Only left side for
full
Ryan.
throttle, we might be able to make it.
Let's go
let's see.
catch up with the front pack here. See how they blend
Here
out.
we are.
Here comes the leaders. Here we go
And
on the
look at-
travel.
Look at James Cato, only pitted by himself.
And
he is
still,
third.
he is still in the
Oh my
mix.
goodness.
He is. That's blowing my mind right now. I thought he was done for.
There could be a chance he probably had a great exit
I know
off the
we're
pit
all
road
struggling
compared to
fuel,
these
but
guys because
we need to pick
he
it
took
up
4
a little bit.
tires.
I think GT
coming
should
off
be
pit
able to
road.
blend
Go ahead.
decently.
I think it will be barely.
I mean, it's
And here
not
comes
a
Cato.
mean thing. I mean, correct.
If I'm Cato, you're the first one that came to pit. I would probably not get aggressive here. Just gotta save a bit.
Well, like we already know that
Yeah,
his
you're gonna
his
stay with him,
strategy
you wanna
is
grab back with me and we can
he
save hard.
in his mind there's going to be a caution.
Yeah.
Looks like
just be
GT might be
careful.
all right back there. GT might just be all right right there. He can get if he can catch up to the back of this pack and just save fuel. He should be good to go. But Cato, look at that lead by himself on the outside. Takes a dominant lead with 32 laps to go. Cato is not worried about saving fuel at all.
Same with GT. He decides he's gonna go attack and go up front. And also looking at my scoring here, Joe Francis and Chris Webb, they were about 20. They gained about 5 seconds since that round of pit stops. So who knows? Maybe if these guys get lucky, maybe and do everything right, there could be a chance that these two catch the pack by themselves. But we're not sure. And Richard, despite sliding through his pit box,
Yeah, I'm saving
Sitting there
it,
P2. Strong run by Lekwa. Strong run.
Cato and Lekwa are picking up right where they left off before pit stops.
But I
I
think that second and third pack back there is saving fuel rather strongly because we know they cannot make it to the end on fuel.
Here, Patrick, let's pick the pace up a bit so we don't totally lose traffic and stuff.
I'm dropping back to you, man.
Coming as fast as I can.
See what Peter does here.
10-4.
Peter's just going to let him go by, and that's going to put
Oh, look,
Peter
you got
3
Vito,
laps
McLeod,
down.
Kroenke behind you. We'll be able to catch that group up there.
This is going to get intense here in these last 30 laps. We're on 30 to go now.
Yeah, 30 to go. You got the second pack back there saving fuel.
I don't think there's any way that we'll make it, guys.
I think
We're probably gonna need to cut you
if
over.
anybody's safe, it would be that GT Park fella sitting right there in
That
P3.
9-second gap, how many, before that first cycle, or after that first cycle stopped,
I am
how many laps did that take?
I
us to
am
catch
so
these guys?
surprised. You know, we're an hour into
Anybody
this
remember?
race, and we're at 31 to
Here,
go.
Patrick, just tuck in
Or no,
the
not
bottom
31,
here.
sorry. Excuse me, 29 laps to go now.
I believe
And we've been only going for an hour in this race. It's incredible how well these guys have kept their clean. We've only had one incident,
They're getting pretty
but
far
it
ahead
didn't
of us.
bring out a caution. But, you know, out
Yeah,
of
they're
the
5
16
seconds.
starters in this race, we still have 15 of them. 13 are on the lead lap.
Well, you got Mike and Molly Harris over says, I think GT has got this. You got Kurt P saying this will be interesting, barring a caution. I agree with that, Kurt. Either way, it'll be interesting. If we get a caution, the intensity is gonna be through the roof. If not, we're gonna have a fuel strategy race here and see who has the best strategy.
Let's just keep saving a bit, not
But
throttle.
fuel strategy wise, right now looks like
I'm a half
GT
gallon
Park
good right now.
is the best of the drivers on fuel. He's sitting back here in third. We know he's not running full throttle. He's just staying where he needs to be, saving fuel.
I'm good to go to the end.
So
This says he's good to go.
Fuel calculator.
One, all right?
You know, Cato says he's good at the end.
One more lap, I'm good to go.
We'll see what happens here. And I
got
think with all of these guys saving, Joe Francis and Chris Webb are now
Five short.
less than 15 seconds from the pack. You know, they're hard charging,
I need to come in one
and
way
they
or the
almost
other.
picked up Ryan Honeycutt, who, remember, came
What
down with
happened to
GT
GT?
Park.
Does anyone know?
Uh-oh.
what happened to GT?
He went off the grid. I don't know what happened.
Uh-oh.
He's not in Discord anymore either, so.
Oh,
I think Alan went
GT.
out or something bad.
Oh, that is heartbreaking for GT Park. He
You know
was
what I
in the
think?
catbird seat.
You know what I think could have happened? I've had this happen to me
Rocky, what do you
before.
think here in about 7 laps,
His
20 to go,
screen,
start going?
I'm not sure if I'm correct in saying this, but it looked like his
I'm
screen
too
might have
short,
froze,
'cause, we're kinda
and
picking
he
up the pace.
knew it was frozen, knew he was still going, so he
Save a couple,
just turned off
or a little bit.
and hit Alt F4. just so that he doesn't avoid getting anyone else involved. But what a shame. GT Park looked like he was the guy that get her done tonight. Is now out of this.
Yeah, from our calculations, fuel-wise, GT Park was sitting the best out of all these drivers from the last pit stops. Because he pitted the latest, him and Honeycutt. GT Park was sitting in third, saving fuel. He looked like he might have had this thing in the bag. That is just heartbreaking for GT.
So I'll do whatever you want.
You know, that's another guy. He just can't catch a break in this Super Speedway series. He wrecked on the first lap at Talladega. There about 2 weeks ago, and I believe had the same amount of same issues here in the opener.
Can we catch him? Pull me to the front.
And just it's a shame.
Yeah, here we go.
But we still have James Cato out front dominating a majority of this race. Let's see here. Cato's been out there the longest. He's out there on 14 laps.
Abe, are you good to go?
Let's see. Honeycutt he's got 9 laps on that tank of fuel.
No, get down.
Lekawa, he's only on 11 laps. Lekawa up front is the one with the most fuel out of the top 5 right now.
If we keep full throttling it like
That's interesting.
right now, Cato can make it.
You know, maybe
we can't, if we keep full throttling
could there be a chance that
slow down the pace.
either Richard or James Cato win this race?
Can't make it. He's bluffing.
As much as we're pulling away from them, if we keep at it at the pace that we're at, then we're in good shape. Trust me.
You got Joe Francis and Chris Webb, 5th and 6th.
And Ryan Honeycutt. Those guys were over 15 seconds behind the pack. Oh my goodness.
5 short, so.
Yeah,
Those
if we
three
keep going at the pace
were
we
so
are,
far
we're
back,
not
it looked
gonna
like they
make
had to
out the game,
depend
but
on a
yeah, we
yellow
keep going where we are right now, but slow it down
to
a
possibly
bit.
win this thing, but who knows? I mean, there's still less than 15 seconds.
There's no way to save 5 laps of
But
fuel around here.
who knows what's going to
Yeah, I
happen?
get your situation, but I'm talking about Abe, James, and me, because like we're only 2 or
This
1
is the
lap
second
short.
pack here. You got Joe Francis, Chris Webb, Honeycutt,
Cool down for a minute here, Ryan.
Lawless, Zishan, Coker, Cronky, Vila, and Javorka in this second pack right here. In the front pack. This pack's pretty strong. This pack is pretty strong.
The second pack back there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, they are strength in numbers, but they're just conservative on the fuel. Just trying to make sure they get it to the end, but who knows how many laps left on fuel they have, and who knows if they can
Back
have
to the lead
enough to
pack
get to the end. And from the looks of it, GT Park has reconnected, but I'm just not sure if he.
I wonder if he's going to come join us in the booth.
I wouldn't mind that whatsoever.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one bit. I'd love to have GT Park's input on how this race is running, fuel strategy wise and stuff. But I just hate it for GT. He was sitting there in P3 in probably the best spot out of all these drivers. Had the most fuel. And
without a doubt. Well, we're approaching 21 laps to go.
I'm not going to go fast enough for y'all to make it.
You know,
Yeah.
the more the laps wind down, the more nervous I get for these guys if they have enough to get to the end.
It's going to be very, very close.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be shades of the 2003 Pepsi 400 where Biffle wins on fuel strategy at a track where it's at a track where it's the last place you think a fuel strategy win will be at. trying to remember how many times, how many races at Daytona or Talladega has come down to fuel
I'm
strategy?
trying to back out.
Not very often at all.
Not very often
No.
whatsoever.
But the group of drivers that race with us every time we go to a super speedway are very good super speedway drivers. Everybody has respect for each other. You might have an incident every now and then, but it's I say 90% of the time at the super speedways it's rather clean for the group of drivers that we have racing with us.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Also, think about this. You don't want everyone to be so conservative and then come down to the end, nobody actually
GT Park,
tries to race
I have to
win.
agree with everything you said right there.
Come
Truck,
on, don't
duck,
be playing with
chuck,
my
and muck. Everything under the sun. You was getting at it. If you want to join us in the booth, Mr. Park, that'd be awesome. If not, I totally understand.
Agreed.
Well, 19 to go, and really this pack has just stayed in a single file pretty much
Don't push me, Honeycutt.
the last 10 laps, except for Peter trying to get a lap
I
back.
got fully off.
And Zishan up top,
Sorry,
looking to go
Deshaun.
dropping to the back.
Sorry,
We're
Christian.
18 to go.
Fine.
18 to go.
Oh, look who's back on track. It's GT in the 15th position. I think he's just trying to drive around, get some more spots, in case if we do have the big wreck.
He is 7 laps down currently.
Well,
Javorka's 2 laps. Cohen is 3 laps
3.
down.
as of right now, a caution comes out. It's Javorka with getting the lucky dog, but he is coming to pit road now. I think he's trying to pit to make sure he gets to the end if we do stay green.
Sumner, that is correct. This last pit stop will decide it all. That is the
I'm sorry,
truth.
what?
The
Or
How you doing?
man, it's going to be tricky. Is anybody going to,
I'm right
maybe
on it.
short pit this thing? Go ahead, get their fuel to make it to the end.
I'm right with Matt. I'm
Get
fluctuating
maybe
making
3
it
gallons,
depending on,
3 or
you know,
4
if I run
gallons,
too fast,
just
I'll keep
put a
slow
splash in and roll so they can finish this thing out. Or will they stretch this tank all the way out to the end?
yeah,
That's the question.
I was about to say, or they don't pit at all whatsoever. But
Here.
well, see what happens. I just realized I am a little bit off of the broadcast. But Peter now is in the spot for the lucky dog.
Fucking, I'm gonna put this time by.
There's some short pitting.
Now.
I
Yeah,
called
there
it.
we go.
Short pitting. Kurt P.
Abe,
Some won't pit though.
you
That's
catch
true.
that pack up there, Abe?
The one that's has the most fuel right now would be the 59 of Ryan Honeycutt. He's only turned 17 laps, 18 laps on this tank of fuel. James Cato out there with 23 laps on this run.
5 gallons, pitting this time, 3 cars.
3 car. There it is. Leaders
we go.
call
Whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Pitting in this time, singing out.
Good fun.
Can he get checked up enough?
We all
Okay,
need to
coming in
take-
hot.
Oh, locking up, and he is good.
He looks
He
like
is
he got
good.
in good.
He got below
This is
60
why
in
I
time.
don't like
Here we
doing
go.
all
Last
pit
pit
racing
stop of
because
the
we
night.
actually racing.
This is going to be where it gets crucial.
Oh, look
You
at that,
cannot
last
have
lap.
any mistakes.
But
Oh, 86 overslides the box.
Race.
Cato gets in
I know,
perfectly.
it's just- it would be more fun
Gets his
if we
splash
didn't
and
have to
go, and
do
they're
all this
coming
kind of
out.
stuff.
As we got the winner of the last Super Speedway Series race, Bernie Diaz, out in P1. And then you got the
And look-
lap car
look who's
GT
behind
Park.
Oh,
Look at Chris Webb and Joe Francis. Where have they been? Here they come charging their way to the front to get the lead of this event. Sorry about that, Gavin.
No, they're just getting their lap back.
Well, did they already pit? Let me see.
I
Yeah,
guess
they've already
just-
pitted. They short pitted.
Yeah.
They have short pitted.
I was about to say, man.
I was like, goodness gracious, they dug out that hole big time.
Yeah, they
So
were.
y'all said- when
I'm
are
like,
y'all gonna
dang,
start
they were
pushing
25
guys
seconds
behind
back.
you? Y'all still
Now they're
start
leading,
pushing?
but we found out that they
Lap.
were left down. Oh, just imagine. But Bernie
Yeah, I
Diaz
gotta keep saving.
leading by 26 seconds over the second place
Better
Brandon
pull out the phone and
Wallace.
Start looking at TikTok.
Give me a minute. I don't know where it's at.
Diaz coming to pit road. Leader's pit road. He's logging them up.
Chill out.
Oh.
I'm just trying to figure it out, because with 10 to go, that's when I can start pushing and make it.
Let's go to
trying to
Brandon
figure out when
Lawless.
can I start pushing
He's
to
going to
get away from
resume
you
the
guys.
lead here. This pack, they still have not
can't
pitted
get
yet.
away from
This is the pack that dropped back,
Well, actually, never
saved
mind,
fuel.
that'll
We'll
more
see
fuel
if they
than
short
I
pit or
was.
win.
Go off, I guess.
The lead car, Brandon Lawless,
Yeah.
right now is hitting 171 miles an hour.
He
So
ain't gonna be able to get
they
that far out.
they must be
in
just be
front of us by
lifting
himself.
off just to make sure that they
Yeah,
don't
but he could
waste
get in
a
front
lot of
Brandon,
fuel.
Probably.
Well, still yet, the best one in this pack right now, fuel-wise,
I could
Ryan
possibly do
Honeycutt
that
has
lap around
21
too.
laps of fuel
Plus, if Bernie starts
on
pushing,
this
I'll-
tank.
when that big-
And
that
then
big
you got
truck's gonna- that big truck's
Zishan
gonna
and
get here, I can
Coker with
pull it right
23
before
laps
him.
of fuel.
Oh, Bernie!
Where's your
And
hat?
then
I'll
you
make sure
have Cronky with 22 laps of fuel.
Big pack will
So
be
it'll
here
be
in like
Honeycutt and
5
Cronky.
laps, 3 to 5.
And Zishan and Coker.
2-3 laps.
The one in worst shape right now
I can
would
hook onto
be
them and save
the
a little bit more, and I'll be good.
Abraham Vila. He's got 25 laps on this tank. We said they can go around, what, 32, 33 laps of
Around there.
Yep.
But here's the problem, though. A few seconds behind these guys are James Cato, Patrick Gaspar, and Richard Lekola. Those guys are only just less than 3 seconds. And remember, they've pitted already, so they're good to the end. Bernie Diaz got on the apron coming off pit road, nearly spun it on the backstretch. So that really hurts his chances, but
You may go to the right side.
we'll never know. We'll see what happens.
These guys
Here
coming up
come
on the
leaders.
outside here are good to go to the finish. They can make it. And they are rolling as Cato. Is this for the
Well,
lead or is he getting a lap back?
That's for the lead.
Cato is dominant.
And I think Richard's radio says it best. Choo choo, as here comes the train. Past those guys, so.
I think the guys in the back are just trying to survive to the end.
Oh!
Dang, man, my bad. I was just trying to push.
Brandon! Oh, Brandon! Jumps! Hits one of those Daytona jumps. Brandon is out of this race.
James, take enough fuel?
Just slight contact
Man, I
between
don't even know how that happened.
him and
That's my
Alex. And poor
fault.
Brandon. Brandon was so dominant
We gotta
in the
catch
first
those
2
guys.
races.
Those three
Remember,
cars
he
get
won the
away.
opener in the trucks. But it looks like
I don't
his
think
streak
I
at
could make
Daytona
it
will not
that
happen
pace.
tonight. Unless if we get a caution.
Hey, Honeycutt, actually, no, I'm catching you. I'll start pushing you here. We can catch those.
Go back and
Just
look
to
at
let
this. Oh, he barely
Yeah,
hits
I'm
him.
just trying to stay perfect.
Yeah.
Sends him down. He was off the racetrack.
And
Oh, and he
catch up
did.
to me, and
He
then I'll-
did do the bunny
I'll
hop,
start pushing.
but there was nobody around him, so the yellow
Yeah, I
did
got
not
it.
come out.
So, should get them.
As we go back to the lead here, James
We're at
Cato.
10 to go.
10 to go. James Cato out in the
Hey,
lead.
Tom, let me know when you get to them.
You got Gaspar in second, and then you got Lekaway in third, and they're all good to go to the end. Honeycutt
Well,
is P4, Diaz P5. Let's see here. Honeycutt has not pitted. Cronky has not pitted. Well, Vila has not pitted. Dura has
this
not
point-
pitted. Coker has
I
not
still gotta
pitted.
take half a lap, so y'all two go around me.
Trying, I was running a little hot, so I slid off a little bit.
Looks like these guys
Simple.
are just saying, you know what? What else do we have to
We're
lose?
here, Matt.
You know,
Yeah, I think
The
saving
leaders just
time
passed
is
them.
over. I think
Yeah.
saving time is over. It is go time. It's going to ramp up here. We got 9 laps to go. You got the top 3 with plenty of fuel to make it to the end. You got the guys in the back.
Obviously, we just-
that are
Brandon Lawless.
they've
is off the
saved
road.
all they could save.
Chris Webb and Joe Francis are now around 10 seconds from the lead pack.
They are still counting on a caution. If a
Yes.
caution comes out, they can get back. For Cato's sake, I hope to God nothing happens to Cato, because he's had nothing but bad luck riding around the back trying to avoid cautions, and it just finds him every time. But this race, he did not stay in the back. He said, not tonight, boys. I'm staying up front. I'm going to lead this thing. And he has plenty of fuel to the end.
And now, you said Joe and Chris definitely are depending on a caution. How about now Brandon Lawless? He has got his fast repair. He is now a lap down, so now he's hoping for a yellow here late to get the lucky dog, come back around, and still be in contention for this win. So we're approaching 7 laps to go.
7 at the line. 7 at the line. I'd say with about 5 to go, you'll have these guys in the back start making moves, trying to position themselves for the best way to get to the front here at the end.
Oh, yeah. And look at the double Oreo action here. Around 3rd place, Abila and Richard Lekawa.
Does anybody have any milk? Because getting awfully hungry watching these Oreo cars go around this track.
It makes me want to go buy the...
There it is, Big Wreck! Big Wreck, there it is, guys.
Oh.
Caution is out. First one of the night.
With
We got
7 to go.
Oh, it is going to get real now, boys. That's the break that Chris Webb, Joe Francis, and Brandon Lawless needed. Brandon Lawless will get the lucky dog. Chris Webb, Joe Francis back in the pack. James Cato can go down, pack that thing full of fuel, make sure he's got enough to the end. Boys, it's going to get real here for the last couple laps to end this thing off.
Got a copy.
Go ahead there, Mr. Cato.
How many green light checkers is there? Pace car, middle, backstretch.
I think there's 3, if I'm correct. Joe Francis set it up. I think we should have 3.
Also, at the end of the race, you wanting top 3 to stay for interviews?
That is a solid copy, sir. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes, top 3. Stick around for interviews. And let's put on a show for the 26 fans out there watching on YouTube's. So far, so good. Great racing, guys. And let's finish this thing off spectacularly.
Looking
I
back,
would have won, but my computer restarted. Can I get 7 wave rounds?
Here's a better question. Do we have enough gas or 3 green and white checkers?
what do you think, Jesse?
What's that?
I do.
GT is asking for some wave rounds.
I would love to.
Good to go on like 1
Yeah.
one checker.
Looking back at
I
this
believe
incident,
I do.
it looked like the Oreo cars were gonna line up together. I think Richard was.
Let's go take a look at that.
Went 3 gallons instead of 5.
I mean, it looked like Richard was trying to go high or something, but he left the bottom open a bit for Bernie.
They're neutral now.
So it's just a shame,
Stay in
Richard.
iRacing or
Richard
is
looked
it
like he
just
was
that I'm
gonna-
not in that I need to be in?
He had a shot at winning this thing. Remember, he does have a fast repair.
There's the Discord, but they do interviews on here.
Let's see. What
10-4.
TV do we want?
Yeah,
Let's
here's
go.
the Discord. I'm not
Car
in it.
chase.
Oh,
In action.
poor Zishan.
Let's see what happened here.
That last run there. I saved like 3 laps.
Oh, just hooked him. That's just a racing deal right there. That's all that was. It was a racing deal. But Lekwa took his fast repair. He's still in the ball game. He's
Oh,
still
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
ball game.
Destroyed.
Zishan
That
just
quick repair.
nowhere to go for that 0 car whatsoever.
Now that I look at it, 3 green white checkers.
But
Pretty close, but I can
oh, man, it's anybody's ball game right now. It's anybody's ball
How
game.
much fuel do you have, Ernie?
Yeah. Though kind of,
4.2 gallons about.
if you're Kato, what are you
Yeah, I
what are
doubt
you
that.
thinking
If
right
need
now?
1.7
Like,
gallons
You
for
were
one green
good.
light
You were
checker.
good to go. But now you have
Yeah.
to hold off a lot
Hope
more
we don't
people
get
now.
green. 3 green white checkers.
Yeah, there's no Honeycutt stayed out. He's trying to save enough fuel.
So what, guys,
He's been out for 29 circuits so far. As we're going to get the lights coming off the pace car. This time we're going to double them up, rack them up, and we'll have I believe it's going to be a natural green-white checker. But I still feel like this is not going to be the last caution, as we got the whole pack gathered back up here.
Same thing. I was supposed to be first car lap down, and I didn't get it.
There's been a little bit of contact there between Gaspar and Honeycutt there on the yellow.
Yeah, dropped to the end, but I didn't get any lap or anything.
Sorry, honey.
Now-
I'm riding the clutch right now.
That's okay.
Was Lawless supposed to get a lucky dog?
Did he get one?
No.
Huh.
All of us still have that.
Cronky got me sideways, and I went through the grass.
Huh.
Jumped about 100 feet, hit the wall.
There should have been lucky dogs.
Jesse, Gavin, got a copy?
Go ahead.
Go ahead with your questions there, Brandon, and whoever else was.
Who got the lucky dog on that? Because that was the first car lap down, and then I don't know who got it.
I don't think it gave it to anybody. Do you want us to delay and give you the lucky dog? I don't think Joe settled it with the lucky dog.
Oh wait,
He
we
was
got it.
involved in an accident. It's not going to give it to him.
10-4.
Looking back, it looks like Rick Javorka got the lucky dog.
Did he?
Yeah.
It looks like Rick Javorka got the lucky.
Copy.
All right, here we go.
Green flag's out. James Cato stomps it.
My black box said I got the lucky dog, dropped to the end, but never got the lap. So I don't know.
3 laps.
Big wedge.
Here it all comes down to this. You got last Super Speedway winner Diaz on the bottom side here, but he looks to have some damage, but it's not hampering him too well. It's getting tight back here in the pack. That's where he got 3 laps to go.
Look who's back up there, third on the inside. It's Richard Lekawa.
Lekawa back in it. Got some tight pushing up here on the high side as we're coming to 2 to go here when we get to the start finish here. You got the outside line is trying to make a run. Gaspar. Oh, it's getting tight. It is getting tight.
Oh, they're going 3. Here comes the 13. One of my picks to click tonight. It was.
Oh, we're 3 by 3. Diaz going to the high side. You got the guys that have been working together all night long up there in the top 2. Oh, it is getting dicey, boys. Keep your eyes on this action as anything can happen here. You got Lekawa and Cato has been working together all night on the bottom side, pushing, getting a heck of a run down the backstretch.
Look who's 4th on that inside. It's Chris Webb in that 68. Oh no!
Oh, it's getting dicey. Everybody saved it. Everybody saved it. Weber up to P4, coming to the last lap. White flag is in the air here at the Daytona 250 in the Xfinity Series. Here we go. Got Zishon on P3, got Webb P4. Does anybody have anything for Cato? Can Joe Francis and Alex Cronky get a run? We do not know what's going to happen right here as we're coming down the backstretch of the Daytona Super Stretch. Got Cronky. Oh, Weber going to the high side. Oh, Cato gets a shot to the bottom.
Cato! Oh no! Here we come off turn 4. Oh my goodness!
Where's that?
Here they come, side by side. I think he's. Oh, Chris Webb got it.
Chris Webb wins it. Strictly Stock Motorsports. Chris Webb wins it. We're gonna go back there and watch that. Holy goodness gracious! What a race! What a race!
What a finish!
Thank you, Crocky.
68.
Yeah, man, I was pushing the hell out of you. Good thing you could hang on to it, man. That was awesome.
Great
Good win.
run
Let's
for
go back
Webb.
and watch this.
I got screwed on the wall. Pretty fireworks, though.
Let's go back a
I
little
don't
bit
remember
and
the
watch
fireworks
this.
being like that. That was cool.
Or Cato. Dominant car of the race.
Yeah, right
Ends
when
up
I moved
ninth.
up to the outside lane, it just
Let's watch from
died.
Weber here.
They made it pretty
As he
wide.
go, oh, where Cato gets that shot, shoots him down through the grass.
Honestly don't know what the
Weber
point
goes
of
to the
pushing
high
it
side with
is.
Cronky
You can't
shoving him.
push her anyways. It's whatever, though.
Hey, Webb, good job on that win, man.
Oh,
Hey, we would have been better off if you would have just let me push the guy in front of me. We both got messed up out of all that.
oh my God, that was so close. That was so close.
Chris recording.
could
I
have
told him to
been.
go high right there.
We gotta get a
It's
look
all
at
good,
that
man.
at the line.
The margin of victory, 13 thousandths of a second.
Oh, 13 thousandths of a second.
Wow. That. Ooh.
Try and get a better shot of it here. Let me get a better shot.
I'm going to quickly do this and send it to you here in a bit. Possibly put it up on Twitter.
Look
If
at
you want.
that. Look at that. Now, that was a battle. Good job, Chris Webb. Let's get some interviews in here. I'll get the first and third place guy, and you'll get the second. Sound like a plan, Mr. Hibbs?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, Chris Webb, this is Godfather up in the booth. You got a copy?
Go ahead.
Riding around all night in the back with Joe Francis, got off the strategy, needed a caution, caught the caution. How in the world did you get that duck press media machine up to the front and win this event?
Well, it was definitely a team effort with Joe. We ran out of fuel going into the pits on that first pit stop, so we were behind the 8 ball. And then did a couple coordinated pit stops trying to get up there, but that caution was definitely needed. And then kind of riding around, took the white flag, and I saw Cronky and Joe Francis coming up on the high side. And I got to give the credit to Joe for saying jump outside, jumped in front of Cronky, and the rest is history.
Absolutely hell of a run, man. Is there anybody out there you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, got to give a shout out to my dad. Hope he gets better. He's going through some tough times right now. But this victory goes out to him for sure.
Heck yeah, Mr. Webb. Everybody over here at Strictly Stock Motorsports is praying for your father, and I know what kind of situation you're in, and we definitely do hope everything turns out for the best for you, my friend. Great win tonight, and good job, buddy.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, Mr. Hibbs.
Let's go over to Richard Lekoa. Richard, you got a copy?
Yeah, Gavin, I do. What's up?
Man, Richard, you just came up so short of winning at here at Daytona, but a second place nonetheless. You were pretty much up front almost all night. Take us through how your race has gone.
Just tried to stay out of trouble and stick with Cato. It seemed like I worked well with him, and we had a good strategy going. I intended on pushing him the whole way to the flag, but I got a little bit too far outside on his bumper, and that just sucks. But still happy to have a good, clean finish with Webb and everybody coming across the line and nice. So look good.
Yeah, 10-4, man. I've had that same issue. I was trying to push somebody for the win, got them accidentally sideways, but congrats on a P2 finish. Would you like to give a shout out to anybody?
Just everybody watching out there tonight. I appreciate everybody viewing, and hope to tune in next week at Talladega. I'm sure it'll be a great race there too.
10-4, buddy. Hell of a run tonight. Congrats.
Thank you.
Hey, Alex Cronky, this is Godfather in the booth. You do have a copy, my friend.
Yeah, I got the Godfather.
So you had a pretty pretty good strategy there, riding around the back, saving fuel, and then at the end of it, it looks like you just stomped on the fuel and try to work your way up to the front. How did your strategy tonight turn out into a P3 finish?
Well, it looked like I was going to have enough fuel. I had to save a lot, about 2.5 laps, that last, I think, like 30 laps there. And then we got that caution, and that all kind of went out the window. I had to take my quick repair, started in the back, and was able to just time the runs right on that last restart and come up through the field there. And then me and Joe had a huge run on the outside. Chris came up, and I just hammered down and pushed the hell out of him, and glad to see he got the win on the outside there. That was a good finish, and yeah, I'm glad we could have a good photo finish there, and I could be there in the end and finish top 3 at least.
Yeah, it was a great run all night long, man. You had a awesome looking paint scheme, by the way. And is there anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, got to give a shout out to you guys for putting on the race. You and Gavin up there in the booth. You guys do a great job putting these on. I'm glad I could finally make one. I've been busy the last couple of weeks, but glad to be back. Hopefully I can make the next couple of races too and have some more fun with you guys.
Heck yeah, Cronky. Thanks for coming out. I want to thank everybody out here that came out and raced with us tonight. Absolutely fantastic show. Great green flag racing. Everybody over here on the stream loved it. And we appreciate everybody coming out. Great run, everybody. Let's see if Weber did a burnout.
Oh, he did.
All right, we're going to go get that burnout. We'll back it up here. We got to get that burnout. We'll get you the burnout, and we're going to cut y'all loose. I appreciate everybody over here on the YouTubes coming out and watching us.
Tell you what, man, for the longest we went without a caution, that was sure as heck of fantastic race. You know, this race had pretty much almost everything. You know, you had a long green flag run, you had multiple green flag pit stops, you had people running on different strategies all night, and you know, and obviously a late race caution brings out, you know, obviously the only caution of the race, but it set it up for probably one of the best finishes I've ever seen on iRacing.
Chris Webb brought that Duck Press Media Solutions Chevrolet Camaro to the victory tonight in honor of his father. That was a great win, very emotional win. I know we're all over here thinking about the Webb family, thinking about you and your father. Great win, man. And thanks to Duck Press Media for helping us put this show on. And thanks to everybody out there on YouTube that tuned in tonight. Hopefully you had as much fun as we did. And this is the Godfather. And Gavin?
Oh, I'd like to thank you guys in the chats for coming out tonight and watching us, and it's been a pleasure watching or reading all of your comments, and just can't thank you guys enough for coming out. It's been really fun having you guys.
Yeah, thanks for letting us come in your living rooms or on your phones and watching us. And until next weekend, you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you later. Great job, guys.